Oh,
Cognition critical.
my cognition's critical. Why? It's so scary when that
Cognition low.
happens. Welcome everyone, this is Shadow Drake and let's continue on. So I did do a few things a little bit outside of the thing. Managed to print out a couple things that I needed. Still haven't gotten rid of that. Let's do a quick meal break. Now, I did go ahead and I set up a couple Stirlings, a couple things. I actually did the code. Actually, is my computer. Hey, that works. I did actually set the I forgot to call this the H2 Combustor controls. There we go. Pretty simple. I'm just taking a look at my fuel mix. If my fuel mix is above 500 kilopascals, it's going to turn on, or it's going to set one register to turn on. Then it looks at my steam the steam tank min and max. If those are If it was below that, it's going to turn on. If it was above that, it's going to turn off. If it was anywhere in between, it's just not going to care. That way I don't have it constantly running. I might adjust that later. Uh, and if you haven't seen, the SBN instruction works really well. If you can define your V pump, define your input and output, boom, you can control individual pumps. And I thought I needed some extra values because you see my fuel tank and my steam tank are going to be my pins. And going through my logic, I'm going to load my two tank pressures. Here's my select logic that I screwed the heck up on my fuel mix. I fixed it. I realized what my problem was. I tried to do one select when I actually needed to do two selects. So here's the first one. Load a register for below the min, load a register for above the max. Then I do the first select. Check. Is it below the min? If if it is below the min, go on ahead and turn on R7. Otherwise, use whatever R7 was before. Is it above the max? Go on ahead. If it's above the max, we clear out R7. Otherwise, use whatever R7 was. And then I just did an AND instruction because R7 will either be 1 or 0. And then R0 would be checking my fuel mix. If that's all on, then my input pump turns on to feed my H2 combustor. And then comes the second part. For my H2 combustor, it looks at the pressure inside to see if there's anything in there, and then the pressure at the input pipe to see if there's anything in there, and the pressure inside it to see if there's anything in there. Then a set if not equal to 0. So if there is pressure at the input pipe, go on ahead and turn on R0. If there is pressure inside, then go on ahead and turn it on. Then I do an OR to change the mode. If either of those two are on, that means I have gas to process. Go on ahead and turn on my H2 combustor because the mode is either active or idle. Idle, no power. Active uses power. Don't know that I need that. But then I also have the output pump. So the output pump is completely dependent on the mode. So really that's kind of like the mode. And then I just set the output mode. Yield jmain. Very simple script. And I'll show you what's out there because I had to print off a couple of things. But I did actually get the whatchamacallit. Probably gonna need some pipes. I did set up the Stirling engines in accordance with that. And I
Oxygen
am once
low.
again power happy. Look at that. 17.2 kilowatts of potential. That's insane. I'm literally capped out on power. Again. Stirling engines are good. Actually, before I do that, I really need to save this for myself. So, library, H2 combustor. Controls my H2 combustor. There. Because I do want to load this. Because just to show that I screwed it the heck up, but I fixed it. See, I fixed it. It was way the heck screwed up, but now it's fixed. Alright. So nothing else changed. You know, we had this tank. I have 4 Stirling engines with the power and data. There we go. Coming in from up there. These have 100% pressure efficiency. Awesome. 87 pressure differential. Okay. Probably could get it a little better. 34. 62. Still a good chunk of power being made. And this is emptying because this is not really doing anything. I don't have enough fuel in here. Remember, 500 kilopascals of fuel. I still need to increase my oxygen generation. But, however, this is actually at a nice temperature. So now we're just going to need to do the controls for this. Now the problem is, I'm not quite sure about how to go about this. I think I need to run... I don't want to put phase change devices up there. But I think I need to have a holding tank of cool... Where's my tanks? I think I need to have a holding tank of cold... You know, cold, whatchamacallit. So this is going to have to be my holding tank of cold night air. Again, I'm going to need more night air. I gotta build that. And I'm going to need an IC-10 chip somewhere over here. I'll just throw you right here, give you a chip right there. Done. Because this is going to be probably the one I have to think the most about. So let's just go ahead and build that vent. Then I need to figure out what I'm going to power it up with. Like, do I want to power it up with this? What's my overall power usage? Not much. I think I can work with that. Screwdriver. And weld. Oh wait, it was plastic sheets. Alright, so we got that. Actually, if I think about it, I have an interesting thing. I do have that station battery. I could run from that station battery. Oh, but I have that all screwed up. Because I need to separate this. So if I run it from that station battery, I could get an APC, come here and control this the distillation part. Because I really do need to separate that. Because I feel like I'm going to run into power issues. No, I won't have to run into power issues because I can split that. I'm overthinking this. There's a lot to do. I need more cables. Put you over there. Stack. Oh. And it's starting to turn daytime more and more often. Like, this temperature is slowly increasing, But look at that, 56 Celsius. It's almost there. We're getting there. That's good. Okay, so one of the things I do need to do is I need to go on ahead and completely dismantle this system. Alright. This has done me well. I gotta dismantle it. But it's time to dismantle it. I think my base temperature was going well. And so I really probably should dismantle it and start rethinking about how I'm going to use that. So I guess let's do that. Let's see. First, I should probably go back outside. Take out the active vent. I can't believe how well this has worked for me. This has worked so well. It really has. Okay, to prevent any accidents, let's go on ahead and set this to 0. And let that go. Because I think I can reuse some of those parts. I think I need a pipe analyzer too. Anything I can call down? Ooh, Cosmic Forge. Metal Mavens. That's an interesting name. Let's call you. I can probably sell some stuff. Okay. While I'm at it, how good is my base? 45%. Let's drain a little bit more oxygen while I am dismantling this. Okay. Oh, it's got an out. You can check the output setting like this? That's cool. Okay. So it's an angle grinder. Then a hand drill. This was such a good system. I can't believe I am breaking this down. It almost makes me a little sad to see it go. Because it really did do a lot. I mean... slightly emotional. Get up here. And I think I can just... Whoa, it actually died. This thing actually died in battery. Why haven't I replaced this yet? Oh, I should probably... Oh yeah, 35%. Let's stop it. So one of the things I was thinking of is all of these pipes and tanks I can probably end up using for the system. So I'm gonna have to start transferring them. And you know what? Let's repressurize the base a little bit. It's gonna get a little toasty, but that's okay. This actually is doing a really good job. Oop, really toasty. That's fine. Okay. Let's go back down there. That is an ore trader. It's gotta be.
Oxygen low. Oxygen critical.
I mean, I really am amazed just how good that has worked. I mean, you can't tell me that it wasn't worked well, because it's been since day 7, it's just been absolutely useful for cleaning up, keeping my base nice and habitable. You know what? I'm just gonna hold you hostage for now. I can go mining some other time, but what I am going to need to do is I'm gonna need an evap chamber right here. With counterflow here. And a condensation chamber right here. Alright, perfect. Ironically enough, I am going to fill these with water. It's the only thing that can actually survive the temps. Okay, just missing a little bit. And I am going to need to put a pipe analyzer out here. You know what? Okay. I think the only reason I am really choosing to use these is because what I want to do is I need to create some math so that only enough water gets in here so that it can condense at about 200 Celsius. And I did the math. So gases, water. So I want water to condense at 200 Celsius, anywhere from 200 to 250. Ideally, I wanted to condense at 200. So that means I need at least a minimum. So if I pick a nice 700 kilopascals, uh, keeping in mind that I'm actually gonna have to do. So 700 kilopascals. So there is a math function essentially. So 700 kilopascals over 492 Kelvin, and then what I need to do is read what my input temperature is to know exactly how much to pump in here. And 350 Celsius, you know, that's 350 plus 273, somewhere around 600. What am I doing? 4624. So 623. So, you know, I'll get my number, 623. It's just a simple math equation. Pressure over temp equals pressure over temp. So 623 times my 700 kilopascals divided by the temp. That's how much I need. Simple. No, don't break, don't break, don't break. I need you. Didn't realize there was stuff in there. Hey. Don't need this too. Okay. reclaiming whatever I can get. It is a lot to reclaim. Go back inside. And so I just need to power it up. And, you know, run with it. This doesn't have battery either? What in the flip am I doing to my stuff? I should really replace those with large. I'm trying to be ever so careful. I do not want to have a workplace accident and absolutely set my entire insides on fire. Gas for less. Maybe it's a stretch goal. I'll try to actually pressurize the hangar.
Oxygen low. Oxygen critical.
And you know the irony about this is that I think I'm going to have to condense some water to then literally feed that H2 thing. How much do I have in here? How much are these? 250, 250. I kind of want to have 1,000 liters in here. So now what's the goal? I think the goal is to put condensation valve right here. And you know what? I think I will. Well, trying to think because I'm gonna need to run this water somewhere. So if this water is what I'm gonna go all the way to my pipe, I need a nice clean. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, that'll work. But I need to run a condensation valve here because I do need to run something. I will need... I think I will need a back pressure regulator and a volume pump. Because I want to get the leftover gases out of there. Such that when it is time to empty it out, I will run those. Now the question is, do I want it to be insulated or not? What am I, stupid? Has to be insulated, because if it's not insulated, it's just going to just never... It's never gonna do anything. Okay, so I got that. a lot of cables again. It's actually running. Oh, it's running. How much I've got in here now? 600 kilopascals, and you're trying to get to 20. How much power am I generating? That's a lot of power. Okay. So let's see here. Gonna need... And this here. And this out this way. Alright, but that should allow these to have power. And I need more cables. I will also need condensation valve because I need to expel liquid pollutants. I thought I had a passive liquid drain, but I guess I never got it.
Hunger caution.
Yeah, hunger caution. But there's one right here. I'll go ahead and place that. Are you serious? Whatever. Okay, you here, you here, you here, you over there. Just grab you. I don't need these anymore. I just need a bunch of cables, and I might as well go eat while I'm at it. Yeah, this is going to be the toughest part, because it's, you know, because I'm going to be essentially distilling down. Do need to fix that too. It's kind of an eyesore to have that way out there. Ankle grinder. Okay. Slow and steady. There we go. Oh, I lost quite a bit. Okay. Okay, what was I here for? Cables. Like those. Oh, I should probably put these egg cartons away before they spoil. Oh, right, that's right, but it's insulated. I need one more set of cables, because I think I'm going to need them. I really love Build Inc.'s ability to keep me from having to build those. I don't know what Galactic Gearworks is, but let's see. What was I doing? Got my cables. I don't really think I need this. I can salvage these cables. Alright, I came here for food. I thought I built a lot of baked potatoes. Yeah, I accidentally built like 3 baked potatoes. I do actually probably need to start getting like the, well, once I figured out the water, I gotta figure out something about the, the composter, because, ooh, these are all seeding. Ugh. I'll get them later. I really, really want to try to get the system up and running.
Oxygen low.
I'm trying my hardest not to get
Oxygen
distracted.
critical.
I don't need heavy cables in there. So this is going to be kind of a tight fit, so let's see. This way. Well, actually, it's more like this way. Okay, so. Let's see. I need to now connect these. I want that one because I will. Nope, 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 nope. So here's the thing. So I have. Ooh, this got pretty hot. And I also need the data pad, the data connection for this. So, if I do my math right, it'll be one of those things. So let's see. So, 574. If I had a notepad, so it's 574 plus 273, that's 847 Kelvin. Say I want 225. So 225 over 769. So that means I do this, the temperature I just got, times my 769,000 divided by 769 divided by 497. So that's 1.3 megs. So that means I gotta get 1.3 megs in here. want to get about 1,000 liters in here. Not that that's going to help much. That should be 1,000 liters. So yeah, there we go. 1,310 max. But now this needs to cool. And the problem is I have nothing here set up to kind of help me with the cooling. Because I want this evap chamber filled with water to cool. And so now I need to set the water. So if I want this to cool, I want this to go up to 4.5 mix. And I want the bottom end to get down to 200 at the lowest. So 500 kPa. So now I need 500 kPa of water in here. And so this is kind of where it gets tricky. I can let this cool down, condense, and then that'll feed my evap chamber. That's going to take forever. Absolutely going to take forever. Or I can actually just run my water pipe like I'm supposed to and go ahead and start. You know, burn a little bit of water to start getting more water. It's a never-ending thing. And I have these as kind of the exits. But let's see what I need. I'm gonna need yet another gas sensor so I can control this. So I need a gas sensor to control this powered vent to fill up this tank. And then I need to do some kind of logic train for this. But I really need that gas sensor, so you are going to be... Ooh. My... cool steam tank. And you'll be my... condenser analyzer. So 1, 2... You'll be condense in, Vcon out, and you are BPcon out. Turn you on. Because this is not going to convect heat anywhere near fast enough. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and have to run the water pipes over here. And then break it. Actually, I wonder if I really need to control that. on, let's wait for that. Okay, I need a lot of insulated liquid pipes because I'm just gonna have to run this way over there. Because I only have 62.5 liters of liquids. That may or may not be enough, and I don't think I have liquid pipes here. So let's just go on ahead and go make some more. Do I have any in here? Answer is no. Oh. Let's not have another workplace accident. If I were to leave this, it's gonna explode, won't it? I'm gonna start making liquid pipes. Because I'm gonna need several. Okay, liquid pipe. That's 24 in the base.
Oxygen low. Oxygen critical.
Also, that's getting pretty high too. Honestly, I just need a huge amount of air here so that it can resist as much as possible to flow. I might not even need to worry about that too much because I'm trying to think. If I have these three as SBN instructions, that should work. And if I put a pin, put this in a pin, put that in a pin, this in a pin, and the other in a pin, I think that'll do it, to be honest. See, this is the issue I sometimes have with these, is the sense that I'm trying to fill it up, but there's so much liquids being made that it's actually just, you know, still too much condensing in the pipe that I actually have to wait it out a bit. Which is why I feel like the whole expansion valve, like the pipe cowl. Let's see. Do I have any more? I do not. I have pipe cowls. Probably borrow one of these. I don't have another one. Okay. It's why I feel like the expansion valve to a gas tank to a pipe cowl works so much better than a passive liquid outlet. It just seems to expel the liquids out better. I don't know if that's true, but it just definitely seems to. Valve. Oh, come on. I just make another one just in case.
Oxygen low. Oxygen critical.
I'm spending more time fixing this. Because the big thing I have to do is actually program the logic around it. But one of the things that I've always mentioned, or at least to the friends about before you go into like too deep in the weeds about programming logic and seeing if it'll work or not, is to take the time to see if you can manually do the process. Because if you can manually do the process, you get it to work exactly like you want it to, then, you know, no big surprises. So, let's see here. Okay, so I am going to have to run liquid pipes. I never welded this back up. Now it's welded. I'm not gonna fall through that. Okay, so. Will I be able to... Ooh. That's perfect. So if I run this through here... up to here. That will do it. And then this can run all the way here and then come out where needed. Alright, let's see how my pipes are doing. Very stressed. So overall, that didn't seem to help. But I'm getting plenty in here. Just turn you off for now. Go run a few pipes. So, looks like I am going to... No! That's gonna be a pain in the butt to get. I want it. Wait, how close was it? I think it was closer than that, right? Yep, right here. Let's just run this first, so I know exactly where it is going to end up at, because I don't want to really just keep running this. Gotta go get water soup. Ooh, that's actually perfect.
Hydration critical.
Let's go get a sip. Because I think I'm gonna need a few more pipes. I don't think 25 is enough to cover that. Insulated pipes. So part of the reason I'm trying to do it this way is because I kind of like I did a video on liquid distillation, and I thought that was all cool and everything. Let's get some more here. And I thought that was pretty cool doing it that way, you know, to actually try to distill, use distillation to separate liquids. And so I figured I might as well try to do that with a gas pipeline and see how well I can make a system for that. You know, just an extra challenge. Alright, hopefully that's enough. Oh, let's vent you. Okay. Tools. Since I'm making a surplus of power, I might as well. I really just need to just replace all my tool batteries with a large. Or maybe I should just go nuclear.
Oxygen low.
Just
Oxygen
never
critical.
run out. That's a thought. Why don't I just do that? I'm generating so much extra power. Literally 28 kilowatts. Why not? Okay. Well, it's still nighttime. I need to fill this up a little bit more. It's actually kind of cooling down. That's good. Oh, temperature's increasing. There we go. Doing this to get some water. I do... I do need to build a liquid regulator so that I can just... Yeah, that's not enough. Hmm. Those cables are kind of in the way. So I think I need to do something like this. This is gonna look so stupid. Like most of my builds. It'll work. But look kind of dumb in the process of getting there. That's actually not bad. Ooh. I had just enough. Okay. So the reason I want a liquid volume pump is because I know this is going to be hot coming out, and I really don't want to contaminate this with hot steam just yet. So I need a few more insulated liquid pipes to finish this out. And then I need a pressure regulator so that I can start filling this. Oh, come on. 1.1 kilomoles of water in there. Holy, that's good. This is getting a little bit hot, so yeah. There's 60 moles in here, so that's basically a liter. So that system I made is just, it's not really gonna process a lot unless I massively increase the volume. You know what? Just go home. Space savvy solutions. Hmm. How much oxygen did I burn through? Oh, it's because I did fill this up. So now I actually can't really fill my fuel tank as much because I need to actually wait for my plants to generate more oxygen. Alright, so liquid regulator? Yeah.
Oxygen low. Oxygen critical.
It looks like once I get this system going, I might actually need to expand my greenhouse so I can get oxygen faster. It's like, I do this, then I gotta do that, then I gotta do this. Where's my temp here? 119? That's getting warmer. 52. Then I need to expand that. Okay. Okay. So, once I turn this on, these both are gonna start filling up. Oh wow, that cooled down really fast. I was not expecting that. And this is gonna start filling up. So this is kind of where I wanted to be careful because, you know, if I do this, I need to make sure that this temperature and pressure is high enough that all this water can go away, you know, condense out. That's why I want to set this to 200 Celsius because I don't want it to bring this whole thing down too fast. And then it'll basically do a monitor. You know, this will monitor for water and steam so that if there's absolutely no water or steam, then we vent this whole thing out. I wonder, I'm just curious. What will happen? Hmm, it's actually kind of slow. Okay. That scared me. So I might need a little bit more pressure so that this can go a little faster. That's something I can set, because if I put a little bit more pressure at the low temp, this will condense faster. But I think that's it's warming it up a little bit. I'm putting some fairly warm water in here, getting it to 20 Celsius. That's at 52. That's at 120. How am I doing here? It just started nighttime. That is actually a little bit slow. So this is going to be a very, very slow expunging process. Okay, so let's see if I can start coming up with logic. Okay, so I need this to be cool steam tank. And I need my condenser analyzer. So I think the issue is that I also have only 32% water here, so that's a lot of extra pressure. I probably need to add a little bit of a fudge factor for this. Because while this is cooling down, a third of it is going to be this water. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll be pulsing this. I'll pulse it up to like 1.5 megs. Yeah, I think that sounds about right. Pulse it to 1.5 megs. As the water condenses, it can get shunted out to where it needs to be. Yeah, cause see, now it's condensing faster because there's a little bit more pressure. Therefore, there's more latent heat being generated. More of it is condensing. Okay. So maybe I guess what I'll do is go to 2 megapascals and let this cool down to 200. Trying to think about all this. I'm gonna need a gas sensor and to connect the that thing. Yeah, because this is almost gone. Hmm. I'm getting some water. That last little bit is always the toughest. Yeah, again, when I'm thinking a lot, I tend to not really do a lot. You know, I tend to not talk very much. I should probably shut this off. This is gonna take a while to vent out. So I wonder how should I do this? Modes, maybe? H, let's see. Water compressor script. Alias, alias. So this is going to be cold steam, steam, D0. Cold, no. Comp anal. Oh, a analyzer. Then main and end. Okay, so let's see. Cold steam type compressor analyzer. So then I am going to need to define V pump and define BP reg. Define, define, define. Okay, so volume pump. So back pressure. And so this is con in. out hash. I believe that's con out. No, it's vcon. No, I got these backwards. This is vcon out, and this is vpcon out. Uh, vcon out, vbcon out. I wonder if that's gonna be it. Okay. And so now I need to define some constants. Define, let's see. What's 200 plus 273? Let's see. T-min 473. That's 200 Celsius. Define ideal P-min that we want to hit. Let's do 1 meg for now. 1 meg. Alright, so first things first. And okay, then let's alias mode. No, no, no. Step R14. Move step to 0. SB and V pump. C in setting 10 SBN V pump. VC out setting 10 SBN B breg BPC out setting 0. Okay, that should reinitialize. That should initialize everything. Okay, so we're in step 0. So first things we gotta do, we gotta load. Okay. Alias tank press R13. Alias comp temp R11. Alias comp press R12. Because I think I'm just gonna always need to know the no, not tank press, tank temp. So let's load the comp temp from C steam temperature. Load the comp press. Whoa, 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 whoa. This is wrong. Compressor analyzer. Compressor analyzer. Pressure. Load. Tank temp from C steam temperature. So now I'm gonna have to do a lot of branching stuff. So if step is 0, go to calculate press. Oh, and of course there's yield J main. Okay, so if I am calculating the pressure, I need to, so if I am calculating the pressure, let's see. Remember, it's temperature over pressure, temperature over pressure. So temperature over pressure. So I got the temperature. So I'm missing the pressure. Pressure over temp. So unknown pressure would be known temp. So that is multiply. Let's put you in R0. So we need to multiply tank temp by P min. Yeah, because if I have the temperature, I'm needing the pressure. Pressure temp, pressure temp. So multiply no, the known temp by the pressure I want. Then I divide, store at R0, divide R0 by T min. Yeah. Because if my temperature is 800 Kelvin, 800 times 1 meg divided by 473, which is the temperature I'd like. I got something wrong. Divided by 473. Yeah. That means I need 1.6. Okay, yeah, got it. Then I move step to 1. J end. Okay. BQ step 1. That put fill comp. So I need to turn on V pump. All right, before I do that though, let's check this. Always check it. Set dB setting R0. So that means I need 1.874 megs. Perfect. Okay. So now I need to turn on my V pump of C in on 1. And I need to also turn off my VC out. What is it called? Out on 0 SBN bpreg BPC out on 0, just to make sure nothing screwy happens. And I will BLEQ. Is it black? BLEZ? What does that do? Yeah, no, wrong. Oh, that's right. Okay, so if my comp press is less than R0 that we calculated, I want to go to end. If not, I will do SVN V pump C in on 0 and move to step 2. J-end. Okay. It's filling up. Alright, so we got a problem there. Because I forgot to do this. If not, you hit J end. Okay. Probably got way too much in here now. Whoops. Wow, this is heating up quite a bit. But this is actually doing what I wanted it to do. It's cooling it down. It's cooling down. Trying to get there. Leaving quite a bit of thermal energy out. But it's doing what it's supposed to. Had way overfilled it, so it's just actually going to go way over there. But I'm actually amazed at just how much resistant the water is to the temperature change, which is really good. Oh, come on. Fine. I'm going to go take a drink. I'm like testing this. Come on. Where's my volatiles at? 90 degrees. Where's my other CO2 at? 51. That's almost there. I can actually almost attach that, so that way if I do have a little bit of extra steam going in there, I can just not even care. Alright, do I have a potato here? Because next thing he's gonna complain about is hungry. You know what? Let's do tomato. I want a tomato. I got 33 of them. I'm eating healthy. That actually did not give as much as I thought. Alright, back out we go. So if you're gonna do like a step register like I did over there, one of the things that I forgot, which kind of screwed everything up a bit, was to make sure you have a way for it to jump back to the end so that it doesn't do steps way out of order. See, the good news about this is that this is actually going to give me quite a bit of water. Okay, so while we're doing that, let's come up with the next steps. So now I need to know the water level. So in step 2, so BEQ step 2 is going to be the waiting step. So in wait, we need to load. Let's load R1 from the comp A. ratio water? Or is it water ratio? Water ratio. Okay, let's look it up. Analyzer. Ratio. So it's ratio water, ratio steam. Okay. Ratio water, load R2, comp A, ratio steam. So SLEZ. That's okay. SLEC R4 R2. And then let's do an and R R5 with R3 and R4. And let's set a dB setting R5 to figure it out. And so what I want to do is keep this in step 2. Because it should be ready. Okay. So it's a 1. It's a 0. Okay, so once this fully condenses out, it should be a 1. Don't know why I did that, considering that I'm having to mess with that again. Now it's a 1. Perfect. Okay. Okay, so BLEC. So if R5 is 0, we go to end. If not, we're going to move to step 3. J end. Okay. So now BQ step 3, we are going to empty the comp. SBN V pump C in on 0, SBN V pump BC out on 1, SBN B preg BPC out on 0. Nope, I want you to be a 1. And if BNEZ, so we want the comp press is not 0, we go to end. If not, move to step 4. J end. Now, BQ step 4 is really stop everything. Stop all. But let's not program that yet. Yeah, well, stop all. Yep. But let's comment that out. Because now we are wanting to see it all come out. And let's do at the yield end, we're just going to set db setting step. So it's in step 3. And this should be emptying out now, which is good. That's all we want. Let's go ahead and do this. So we got 4 liters in here, which is nice and cool. I got plenty in here. I think I really do need to monitor this, because if this is full, then we're just not gonna even go to step. You know, we shouldn't go high. Alright, while I'm waiting for that, let's see where we're at here. You're at 50, 51. My volatiles is at 90.2. NOS is about the same. Oxygen is low. Fuel mix is about low. But the odd thing about this is, with the way I have this set up and made, I can technically just turn on my base, scrub it of some oxygen, so that it turns this combustor on to fill this tank up a little bit, so that it can give me extra power. It's like a pseudo power station. Just, I need some power. Turn on. Now, one of the interesting things I'm seeing here is I'm having a very minute amount of oxygen and volatiles. Okay, once you hit step 4, step 4. Perfect. So in step 4, we're going to SBN V pumps CN on 0 SBN V pump VC out on 0 SBN BP reg BPC out 0, and then move back to step 0. Probably one of the things I'm going to do is probably make it so that step 0 or step 0 is a check to make sure that my output tank has something. Like I need to make sure that my input tank has enough pressure that I can actually fill this whole compensator. And then I need to, how many lines do I have? I still got a bit. I need to have enough lines to fill my compensator. If not, it's not even going to bother. The output side needs to have something, some space as well. Otherwise, I shouldn't do that. And so I should just do a preliminary check on the steps. But I think I need to have like a preliminary thing to keep an eye on this tank and, you know, probably, if this gets above 41.8 megapascals, swap this mode to expel down to 30 megapascals and fill it back up at nighttime. That's probably an upgrade that I'm going to do. So let's go on ahead and see what happens. State 4. Did I not program this? It's because I did this. Okay. It's gonna fill up. I don't know when it's gonna stop. It stopped. Cool. So I have 108 moles, so I'm gonna get 2 liters of water out of this as soon as this all completely cools down. So this is cooling, this is dumping thermal energy here. So I think what I'm gonna do, I do need to wire this up to here. I need to watch this for 2 things. First, it needs to, if it is above, I guess above 45 megapascals, I'm gonna get this mode to empty it out to 40. If it is above 200, how do I do this? If it is above, yeah, if it is above 45 megapascals, empty it out to 40. No, empty it out to 30. If it is less than 40 at nighttime, fill it up. But now, which one do I prioritize? Do I prioritize the fill or do I pull? I should prioritize the empty. That'll be a logic for another night because I'm kind of getting tired. This is working. It's making water.
Filter low.
The thing that this is going to do though is that it's going to really, really warm up my water. I don't have anything to regulate the water temperature. I probably do need to make like a set of phase change device so that I can actually push out some of this extra temperature, because I do want to let my CO2 tank kind of be the buffer, but it's not ready yet. If it was at 20, I would attach it and get it there. But hey, this works. And how much power do I need? I'm making so much power, it's ridiculous right now. So really the big holdout now that this is kind of working how I wanted it to, the biggest holdout is I need to cool this down. So I need to go ahead and make a phase change loop to cool down my water. This is working remarkably well, I'm not gonna lie. Much better than I expected. This is cooling it down. And so then what I'm gonna do is I need to get rid of pollutants. So if I'm gonna do the same thing with pollutants, I'll probably set up a very similar assembly. Probably use water again. No, I could use pollutants. I can use pollutants. But the thing is, oh boy. This is sweet. I got it. I can use a pollutant phase change loop to do the same thing like I'm doing here, to cool to cool this tank, a similar like a compressor thing to cool this, push it to a filtration type system, like then route that to a filtration type system, and then be able to. But wait. But I can adapt this. What if I were to make like a GFG or a centrifuge with NOS fuel? Have a tank. No. No, I should duplicate the set. If I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna duplicate the setup for the NOS fuel to reclaim NOS. How much power is this using? I really cannot believe how little that is using. So, yeah, I'll have this. If this gets above 45 megapascals, I'll vent it down to 35, and then at night I'll fill it back up to 40. Because that should at least be keeping it cool if I do it that way. Yeah, it'll take some time to do that, but I think now that I got this, it should be fine. It does not use as much power as I thought it was going to use. That is warming up my water quite a bit. Alright, so it looks like tomorrow I will need to set up something. Or another day, since that is still cooling down, I need to set up a phase change loop to dump excess heat from the water out. So that's 12.4 kilojoules, 8, 8, 8, 8. So, what? 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 8, 40, plus another 12, 52. Getting there. I'm at 61 liquids here. That's cooling down. Oh, see, I'm slowing down. So I'm transferring 12 and 11. And so in here, ooh, wow, that's got to 3. I wonder if I turn this off. So I'm only really transferring a little bit more. And this is filled up more. I kind of expected that. Because I think that all had to do with the fact that because the original thing was so hot, it was just going to cause some issues with that. So it looks like I need to set this up. I need to go on ahead and run this up here. Ooh, that fits. Alright, perfect. Yeah, that's getting pretty hot now. So it looks like I'm going to need to run a phase change device loop so that I can go on ahead and dump. Just dump a little extra heat into this pipe network. Because I'm going to be generating heat now. Because if I make... Let's see, if I look at water. If I make 2 liters of water, that means that's 111 moles of water. And I'm pushing it out at 200 Celsius. So 200 minus 20, that's 180 times 72. That's 12,960 joules of thermal energy that I'm pushing into that from 20. And since there's 111 moles, that's almost 1.5 million joules that need to be getting moved out. It is warming up my system. Because I am pushing out liquid water at that high. And so I really desperately need that CO2 to get there. But until then, I think I'm just going to have to make another phase change device loop. So I'm going to go on ahead and prepare that. Because now I have my own water. And it looks like I'm going to have to go mining again. Ugh. How much oxygen do I have? I'm at 32%. Alright, counterflow. Okay, well, let's see what we got in the trader pad. Build ink and planetary pebbles. Stellar smelter. Okay. Trying to move that out of the way because I should have built this at like one higher point up because it's really hard to mess with stuff if for some reason this is like right here. Okay. But look at this. I have space now. I can work with this. And my base is 21 Celsius. That's not bad. Because I'm going to need to expand my greenhouse again. Expand it out that way. That way I can add some more ferns because I think right now, really, I'm just... I just need to create some more ferns. Ooh, my rice is ready. I need more oxygen production. Because now we're getting to the point where... Can I compost seeds? I really hope I can. We are kind of actually almost fully set up now. I'm hoping that with a little bit more time, I can show truly how how it all just meshes together with the phase change. But I think you can kind of see how my setups for phase change atmospherics has been going. And my base is at a good temp. Let's see. My minimum is at 46, so actually we're gonna start going back into Vulcan summer. So I'm curious to see how we're gonna deal with the summer. But I know without a doubt that one of the things that we will need is more cooling towers because, again, I cannot have that big tank of CO2 get too hot. And I was a little sluggish in getting that set up.
Cognition low.
But, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're kind of getting to the point where we can almost do anything. I should just finish setting up stuff. So thank y'all for watching. Hope that you saw how I programmed my kind of like starting with the gas distillation system, and I think you can make it work with anything. Actually, before I get off, here's this is my gas distillation system. Since I know we're combusting water, we got water, pollutants, those are the things we got to worry about. Well, here's the thing. 152 Celsius, 6 megapascals is where pollutants can come in. I think I was being overly generous. No, I was definitely being way overly generous in getting my system at 200 Celsius. Because if I were to go to 20 Celsius, I won't see problems with pollutants until 3.5 megs. But now the thing about doing 20 Celsius is if I was to get water condensing at 20 Celsius, I will need such a stupidly low pressure that system will just be kind of running non-stop. And honestly, it's not until water gets at pretty hot temps, which is why I chose 200, like 500 Kelvin. It's not until water gets at pretty hot temps that you can't, that we can really work with. Because 500 Kelvin, we can work with really hot gases and have plenty of water. Otherwise, I'd just be drip feeding the water in there, like probably condense a mole, if even, to try to get it 20. So even if we condense water at 100 Celsius, see, that's 80 kilopascals. That's still barely anything. That was 33% water. Like, what was in there was 33% water. And so that would mean that I would have to pump in enough pressure that I'm trying to do the math. I think I would need to pump in at least 120 kilopascals worth of stuff at the super hot temps in order for me to baseline get water. But then that comes with the fact that, how many moles of water am I really going to get out? Like, if I can only condense 1 mole of water, sure, it'll be 100 Celsius. It'll be cheaper and easier to cool it down. And I think that's where this whole thing really depends on the atmospheric setup. Me choosing 200 Celsius will definitely stress my water because I'm dumping in 200 Celsius water on my 20 Celsius water. It's definitely going to stress it out. But if I set up an atmospheric system to move that, 1.5 million joules of thermal energy out, now it won't be so bad. But I have to make a system that can handle that load. and it's not gonna all go in at once. It's like the more water I have, that 1.5 million joules is gonna get absorbed by more and more of it. Like if in that water tank I had, 9,000 moles of water, and 1.5 million joules divided by 9,000 moles of water means essentially I'm adding 166 joules of thermal energy throughout that entire concoction. We divide that by 72. I only went up 2 degrees. So the reason I'm seeing problems now is I barely have 50 liters of water in there. So, let's just say 2,000. So I have 2,000 moles of water. Adding 1.5 million joules. That means we're putting 750 joules per mole. Divide that by the specific heat. I'm going up 10 degrees. It's a big, big increase. But the more water I have, the less of a change I will see. And that's kind of what I go with the whole phase change device. When you are trying to move heat around, your gas that has to absorb the heat you need to have a high enough quantity that it can absorb all that excess energy. Because our phase change device is always gonna dump out a lot of latent heat. If we're pushing in 25 Celsius water to evaporate down to 20 Celsius, you know, if my latent heat, I 1 mole of water evaporates, that's a lot of thermal energy that goes down. That leaves, depending how much was in the evap chamber, say 1 mole of water evaporates. There's 10 moles in there. So that means, and it was at 25 Celsius. The whole thing was at 25 Celsius. So that would mean out of this 8,000, 720 of it was spent cooling the whole thing back down to 20. So that means I have 7,280 joules left to go. Now, this is a very extreme example, I'm just going to say. And so then, however much of your latent heat was spent to cool down your evap chamber down, then now we have this extra going down. So divide it by 10, divided by 72. That means I go down an extra 10 degrees. So I went from 25 to 10 degrees. Well, now, whatever is attached to it has to heat exchange. So if whatever was attached to it was a gas, 25 Celsius, you know, we're gonna equalize some temperatures. So a whole lot of thermal energy will have to go back into the water to get it back up there. Anyways, uh, too long, didn't read. There's a lot of math involved for this, the whole thermodynamics of the whole system, and I'm trying to get to it to show it off more. But hopefully, we've been getting there. I probably have a few more parts to go with this. I'm actually at the point where I'm not entirely sure how else to proceed from here. Because once my atmospherics is set up, I kind of achieved the goal of showing how phase change can help with this. Can just help regulate your temperatures across the board. But enough about that. Well, this is Shadow Drake. I hope you've enjoyed this, learned a bit, probably, hopefully didn't bore you to death. And I guess next time we're gonna add more cooling towers, and I'm gonna add a phase change device to keep my water cool at hopefully at 20 Celsius. And I'll see you then, and thank you, and have a good night.